learners. In today's insightful video, we'll try to understand how India, how our country is participating in the space arena. See, we are doing great in many aspects. We are showing the diplomatic power to the world that we are there. Our tentacles are spread all over the sectors. And also coming to space especially, we have a very strong hold because we have something to showcase. And also we are like the first in many times projects where the missions are done firstly by the country. And also we can say that we are aiming for something so big that we wanted to even, our ISRO is planning to go and do a project on the Venus as well. So such kind of ambitious goals we do have. So it's not just aims or goals, it's not just dreams, but also there are certain kind of achievements we have done. And also our ministries, our government is planning to open this sector to the private entities as well. How these private entities can help or how they can participate so that this space sector can increase. So this kind of holistic coverage we'll try to understand exactly in this video. So as I said that our journey of being the space-faring nation is marked by our significant achievements so far, and very importantly, we are not just satisfied by that achievements, we are aiming for something big and the ambitious goals and our strategic reforms. So far, many a times we have done many mistakes in our space missions, but we are trying to have a proper strategic reform for that. And our aim to enhance technological capabilities to foster the global partnership or the international partnership so that we can create a sustainable ecosystem for space exploration. There are three important things over here. First, we are not just claiming that we have done. We have significant achievements and we are not satisfied there. We are having or we are aiming for something bigger goals. We will see what such kind of goals are there. And also, whatever mistakes are there, we have studied them properly and we are trying to strategically reform them. And especially there are three aims. First, we need to enhance the technological capabilities, and also that we wanted to foster the international cooperation or we wanted to partner at the global level so that we can have a sustainable ecosystem for space exploration. This is how you introduce whenever there is a question related to the space in the mains perspective. So I've said that we have achievements. We have made number of achievements. Few key achievements are like our Chandrayaan missions. We are very proud of it. The Chandrayaan 3 in 2023, we have a very soft landing on the moon, on the southern or the lunar south pole. The soft landing is very important of the mission. It's a key feature of this mission. And also not only that, we wanted to do another Chandrayaan, which is 4. So that we can have further lunar research and exploration. This is we have achieved. This we are not just sitting, that we are not just boasting that we have achieved. We are trying to go forward. We wanted to do something more bigger. And also we are very proud of our Aditya L1. It's about our solar observatory mission, wherein it wanted to study the sun's corona and solar storms, not just the moon. We also achieved in studying the sun. And also we have a Mars mission like Mangalyaan. We call it as MOM, our Mars Orbiter mission, where it's demonstrating India's ability to achieve interplanetary mission at a very low cost. Key feature of this particular mission is at very low cost. Landing on the moon very softly, reaching interplanetary goals, reaching Mars at a very low cost. We have a dedicated movie as well on this, how exactly the ISRO was planning to go, how to tackle the financial, circumstances and how well we have launched the mission. So this kind of a very proud achievements we have done so far. And we have another one, Gaganyaan program, where we wanted to send our Indian astronauts to the lower orbit by 2025 and 26. This lays the groundwork for developing human space flight capabilities and also a future Indian space station. We wanted to send our Indian astronauts to the lower Earth orbit. We're not just sending some kind of rockets or satellites. We also are aiming to send our astronauts to the lower orbit by 25 to 26, which we named that Gaganyaan program. And also we want not just launch vehicles, we want to use this launch vehicles. We wanted to focus on the reusable because we are more emphasizing on the word sustainability, so that we can have a cost efficient and sustainable launch technologies to reduce the cost of space missions. Not just the cost, but also we are emphasizing and focusing on the word sustainability by showcasing that we are aiming or we have achieved for such kind of things. Next, what are the upcoming ambitions? Yeah, so far we have done. We're trying to study the moon, the sun, the other planets as well. Now, what are we more aiming for? We know that space stations in the world is doing very great. They already placed their space stations. Now we wanted to do that by naming. We wanted to enhance scientific research in microgravity and boost technological development. And also, this project is aligning to the international standards set by NASA and China's Tiangong space station. They already placed their space station. We wanted it to be operationalized by 2035 and we have named it as Bharatiya Antariksh Station. The second ambition, we wanted to send our crew to the lunar missions. Yes, we have landed very smoothly. Now we wanted to send our people. So conduct a human crewed mission to the moon by 2040. This expands India's capabilities in deep space human exploration. This is a very, very important topic to be analyzed. Deep space human exploration. Then we wanted to go to Venus. Yes, we have went to Mars. Now we are aiming for Venus because Venus is the sister planet of our Earth. We are planning to study Venus' atmosphere and surface conditions. Since it's sister planet, we might come to know, maybe we do not know much of the things right now. After studying Venus, we might be amazed by the facts we come to understand or study. So we are not just, we didn't just feel proud that we went to Mars, but also we are aiming for Venus. So I told you that whatever mistakes we have done or whatever that things we have went wrong, we were trying to reform or correct it by strategic reforms. One such is our Indian Space Policy 2023. This policy is focusing more on the space sector. It wanted to liberalize the space sector to include our private entities and startups. Not just ISRO, but also private entities can come. Elon Musk is participating. He is a private entity. Such kind of individuals should come forward and participate in our space policies. Skyroot Aerospace and Agnikul Cosmos. They are companies, they are private entities. These are such examples. So, Indian space policy is focusing more on liberating the space sector, wherein the private entities and also the startups can come in and participate and contribute. Also, we have a public-private collaboration like New Space India Limited. It is responsible for commercializing space technologies. It is promoting competitive environment for innovation and technological advancement. We have established a particular organ so that we can have a public-private collaboration. And also we are focusing more on the self-reliance, Atmanirbhar, indigenous development, so that we can reduce the dependence on the forest space systems. We know many at times when we were asking, let us not take the country-specific examples, but we have asked when India was needing the cryogenic technology, how the world has denied us. We couldn't even counter question it at that point of time. So we wanted to reduce such kind of dependencies at the peak time when our country is in need. Yes, it doesn't mean that we are not collaborating with them. We don't want to depend on them, but we just wanted to work with them. There is a lot of difference between work and dependence. So we are collaborating as well. We have a NISAR mission which is with NASA so that we can observe the earth in a more effective way. It enhances the climate and disaster research. This is such kind of example where we collaborated internationally. And also we have Quad initiatives like space collaborating among Quad nations. We know what are the Quad nations, focusing on satellite based infrastructure and security. See, Quad is for Pacific region security and all such things. So we wanted to gather that security information, more emphasizing on the space data, not just random data. And ISRO's global partnership, we have collaborated with ESA, which is an European space, and also Roscosmos, which is a Russia, and also other international space organizations. We have dealt with other global partners as well, how exactly we wanted to align with them and all such. Now, what are the key challenges? These are the three main challenges. Firstly, whenever ISRO is planning to establish a mission, it will mainly focus that it would be cost effective, because we have funding and resource allocation problem. We need to increase this investments. That is why we wanted to private partners to contribute in our space missions. And technological hurdles. That is why we wanted an international collaboration where there can be knowledge transfer. And obviously competition. We know how Russia and US are very great, and also France and all. They're very great in their space sectors. So we have a lot of competition, and also mainly China. So to tackle, these are the three main challenges of our space sector. Now, why is it important? Why we need to focus more on the space? One might question that India is poverty-ridden, illiteracy, unemployment and all such. But why is it important? Firstly, for geopolitical influence. For you to strengthen or for you to showcase your power in the world arena, it's very important so that you can have a strategic position in the global world. Economic growth. Obviously, the space economy, it will create many opportunities for new industries. Scientific advancement, so that you can have a proper researched data where you can rely on further other businesses to happen. So space technology is very important, and also for our national security. We are in between two dangerous countries. So we definitely want a proper national security where the data is more on the space driven, but not just like, our IB and our NIA, they're all doing great. We get a very good proper information, but it can go many a times wrong. But the space based information is mostly or generally being accepted and accurate. So that is why it's very important for us to focus more on our space sector. So we are concluding that this is going to be a very transformative decade, because we wanted a very clear policy direction and a robust public-private partnership and ambitious missions. These three combined, we can be the power, we can showcase that India is also doing very great in the space sector, so that we can have a geopolitical and economic influence on the world stage. That is why it is very important. It's not like we have not done great. So in this video, we have seen the achievements, what are the future ambitions, and a very important point, we want our private partnerships into this particular sector. In this way, when we put or when we pour money into this particular sector, there are number of benefits and impacts there in other fields of the country. So that is why space sector is important, and also it has done very great till today. Thank you.